Namaste and welcome to the wood element. I'm super happy to be with one of the most precious, beautiful ceiba trees in Bali. She's such a wise spirit and I'm so excited to share this lecture with her and just kind of feeling her, channeling all of this beautiful vibration, and I hope I can transmit this to you as well. So the wood element is related to the green color, and the organs are the liver and the gall bladder. And it's the spring, the season of the spring, and it comes after the water. So right after hibernation and retracting and coming back into yourself, the spring comes and you sprout out into your dreaming visions of what life can look like for you. So the wood element is this part of you that is eager to dream and visualize the manifestations of what your life can blossom to be. So from a seed, which can be as tiny as even smaller than your nails, than your pinky nail, you could have a huge banyan tree. This is the power of creation. This is the power of envisioning what you are here to be and what you're here to do. And the beauty of this element is growth. So it's related to the spring and sprouting and growing and everything kind of blossoming after having that time to regenerate. Now the wood element is related to the liver and the gall bladder organs. And it's the color green. And the sound of the liver actually likes to shout and to scream and to move and to get the energy moving and upright and just spark up that wondrous power of your chi and direct it somewhere. So it's related to your visions of where you want to go in your life, and it's related to your eyes as well. So you can see all the people that use contact lenses or glasses might most possibly be because there's an imbalance in the wood element. So which are the emotions that are related to this beautiful element is anger and frustration, and bile is green. So visualize Hulk, okay? And the liver, when it gets angry, it's not just sitting there and resenting. The liver is like, who did this to me? He's ready to fight. So that's why they call the liver also the general, because the general not only dreams and envisions a beautiful strategy for things to happen and make things be, but also the general has that ability and power to just force it and like demonstrate that action. So they say the liver is like the general and the dreamer, almost like a gladiator. And the gall bladder, which is the organ that works alongside the liver, is like a wedding planner. So it's kind of like people that are always ready and taking notes and understanding what goes first, step 1, step 2, step 3, they've got it all figured out and it's just ready to go. The strategy of your vision to take place has step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's all written down and it's ready to be taken action. So that's what the wood element gives you. It's a beautiful power to create and to understand that we create every moment of our existence. Every moment, every moment, every moment. You can choose to create exactly what to think, how to think it, and how to visualize your most beautiful, enchanting dreams. So that being said, we also need to remember that wood has very different qualities and it can be very, very much rooted, and the bigger the roots, the taller the tree and the bigger the blossoms. So the more we root down, the more we can actually grow. And it's not about always keeping yourself rigid, but rather the tree has to become quite flexible in its branches so that it can actually dance with the wind. So it's also related to the wind element and keeping that flexibility. That's why they say that the wood element, it rules the sinus, which is the tendons and the ligaments. So every connective tissue that is kind of dense is ruled by the liver. And when our energy is not focused and directed into our most deepest dreams or most beautiful envisioning, it's because you're kind of busy in a toxic relationship or cleansing your blood from toxic food or anything that is not good or very fat and oily. I'll explain more about nutrition in a little bit. But just to understand that the liver actually wants to adapt to change and be flexible, be grounded like a banyan tree, and also remember to be like bamboo. So a bamboo can actually yield to change in life and understand that not every vision has to be exactly as we imagine it to be, but rather be open and fully accepting of the winds of life. So, wood is there to remind us that we all have seasons, and when we are ready to put our visions into reality, we can have this power, this magnetic force of creation and the confidence to really step up to your game and plan and do intentional actions that are detached on the way that they're going to look at, or they're detached in the fruits and the outcome of your actions. So you're not really bound by the fruits of your actions, but they're full of purpose, full of intention, because you know exactly where you're going and how you're going to do it and what it takes to get there. So when the liver is, or when the wood element actually is out of balance, there's many things that you can begin to see in your system and what's going to happen. The chi and energy flow are ruled by the liver, and the liver is actually the one who's kind of cleaning the blood and ruling the density of how the blood looks like. It's like the biggest laboratory in your body, and it's very intimately related to blood and everything to do with how the circulation works in relation to how the liver works together to keep the blood flow and the chi rolling. So when the wood element is out of balance, you can see kind of frustrations or anger arising because things are not happening when or how you want them to be. And you start to feel that life is happening to you, or life is somehow against you. And we need to really change that to understand that life is happening for you, not to you. So rather than feeling that everything is against you and you can't really understand your purpose, this is what starts signaling that the wood element is not in balance, that maybe you need to nurture the waters or understand yourself a little bit deeper, go back to the water. Also, when the wood element is out of balance, it could be that you have overheated the liver and it begins to affect your digestive system. So you begin to see that you have a bloated belly and that it's not really good, it's not really happening, because the liver is actually digesting fat. And especially if you eat a lot of fat like cheese, coffee, bread, alcohol, and all of these things really affect the way that your liver functions. And if the liver is not functioning properly, the blood is not flowing properly and the chi either. So we really need to understand how to take care of fat in our body and know how to really feed yourself the fat that is good, like coconut oil or avocados, or you name it, nuts, things that give you nice fat, which the liver actually likes digesting, rather than all of that cheesy, greasy food that you don't want to intake. So when the liver is also out of balance, you are not focusing on your dreams and you're not understanding what you're here to do. Like, what's my purpose? I don't know if I want to be a yoga teacher or a coach or a hairdresser, and you become a little bit scattered. So the wedding planner, which has everything under control, kind of doesn't know where to go. It's completely indecisive, doesn't know what is good or where or how to do it. And you're kind of scattered and confused, frustrated, and angry. And you might have problems in your eyes. You might be very inflexible, like you can't, I don't know, do a lot of yoga poses because your tendons just don't permit you to go there. So you begin to see like, wow, maybe I'm just a tree that really needs to chill down and kind of take care of all the toxicity around you. And maybe it's not the way that you're eating. Maybe it's a toxic relationship that you're sustaining. So what can you do to harmonize all of your relationships around you? This is key. If there's something in your environment that you're not happy with or that is not doing you good, you need to make changes. And change starts with us, inside. Don't point fingers, because the liver, the first thing that the wood does is judge and criticize and be jealous and compete, okay? So the liver is just waiting to see who's gonna be the next person to hit. And that's not cool. And we become kind of aggressive, and it's not fun to be around someone who's angry. So when you start to see these things, you can understand, okay, what can I do to make my wood feel that beauty? And instead of competing, contributing. So if you feel you're competing or you're jealous about something, sometimes you need to fake it till you make it and really contribute and say, you know what? I desire the best for you and I have compassion. So when the wood element is actually in balance, you become very compassionate and empathetic and caretaking, and it's the beautiful, a tree is kind of like an ecosystem. It's got thousands of plants living on it and birds coming to visit, and it feeds the wildlife and the squirrels, and it's got so much richness because the more you have, the more you can give. So we need to really understand that if something's not right in your visions and your purpose and the way that you're directing your life, okay, pay attention to where your toxicity is coming from. Is it coming from the earth, the sky, the people around you? Is it coming from the food that you're intaking? Okay, so be very aware. Everything has a lot to do. And every little step that you take towards a harmonious, nurturing, beautiful lifestyle, that step is going to amplify and ripple into the rest of the ecosystems that live around you. Other symptoms that you can see when the wood is not in balance is things related to the blood and the irregular menstruation or painful menstruation, or it could be cysts in the ovaries, or not infertility as well, coming from the water and from the wood. And they're deeply connected. Aggression, tyranny, becoming authoritative, like it's my way or the highway, inflexible. So, okay, these are beautiful signs to come back and be with your wood element. So first and foremost, we all get angry and I have a beautiful mantra that can really help you, and this mantra is, when you're angry, the liver actually just wants to express itself. That's it. So wait until the anger is past. The first thing you have to do is zip it. All right, just pause, count to 10. And if you're with someone or something that's making you angry, the mantra is honey or baby or beautiful baby, or anything, a child, beloved. I am angry right now, so I can't talk. Let's talk a little bit later. Give me some space. And just by saying that, like, I don't want to talk right now because I'm angry, just give me a moment, you're already kind of giving and expressing that you don't want to make it worse, and that you're actually really feeling something and you're really on fire. And just, retract and take space for you to process the toxicity of whatever you're going through. And then once you've been through it, come back and express what you're going through in a very loving way, in a beautiful, loving, sweet way. But you really have to wait enough time so you actually understand where the feeling came from and you do your inner work. So that's a beautiful thing that you can do with anger. Another thing that can work is meditation on compassion, and really putting yourself in the position of the other, saying, if I were you, I would feel the same. That's another mantra. If I were you, I would feel the same. So really having the ability to live that and be that, be with that. We all can understand exactly what's going on if we put ourselves in the shoes of the other, and if we're a little bit more flexible. And last but not least, I want to say that the wood element and the liver also really enjoys routine and exercise. The more you have a routine on when you eat, when you exercise, what you eat, the liver is actually happy. When you some days wake up at 8 a.m. and other days you wake up at 11 a.m. and you have different schedules for breakfast and your stool is kind of not really knowing, and some days you sleep early, some days you sleep late, the liver kind of gets confused. So having a routine is really going to help your wood element, as well as having a daily exercise. Anything. It could be walking, qigong, it could be yoga, Thai massage, like anything that helps you move your body and get the flow of qi rolling. So moving, dancing, expressing, twisting. Twists are awesome for the liver. And side bends. We're going to see the meridians and where the meridians are for both liver and gallbladder. I'm going to teach you a beautiful sequence to get it going on, and understanding the power of your visions and the power of this beautiful growing element. That's why it's the color green, because it's growth. It's related to one seed sprouting and becoming a banyan tree, and once it's a banyan tree, having even further vision to be able to see yourself as a forest of banyan trees that hug the earth and heal the earth. So not just stay in the vision, I'm going to become a banyan tree, but I'm actually going to become a banyan tree and a forest and a family and a community of banyan trees that will nurture the whole planet. So when you think you're dreaming big, dream bigger. And that's my advice right now for the wood element. We're going to keep understanding this beauty. And for now, I just want to say thank you to the spirit of this ancient, wise tree. And when you're kind of lost and you don't know where to go, seriously, hugging a tree can give you so much. There is a resonance that comes from the earth. This is a Schumann resonance. So our ability to hear is from 20 hertz to 20,000, let's say, give and take. And everything has a frequency. Now the earth has a lower frequency that we can actually hear. And she's always vibrating. So the more you can be in nature, the more calm you can be. And understanding that hugging a tree is actually entraining or giving you the ability to assimilate the vibration of nature itself. And once this frequency is within you, because we are made of water, we are all one. So because we are made of water, you can actually access this frequency and hug a tree and seriously tap into the Schumann resonance, as they say, and nurture your dreams. And ask the trees any questions, they will answer. Everything comes within the heart. Electromagnetic energy. Electric and magnetic. So electric coming from your mind, magnetic coming from your heart. And that's the power of creation. Believe in your dreams. Unblock whatever you need to unblock and set yourself for a beautiful and successful life. The life that you've always dreamed of. Thank you for being with me here. Thank you to this beautiful Ceiba tree spirit. And I'll see you in the next session.